What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're taking a look at the facelifted 2026 Nissan Pathfinder. This one is the Platinum two-wheel drive, finished off in Baltic Teal. MSRP is around $52,800. Now this is an older school style. It's got a normal V6 and a normal transmission, so kind of just a simple drivetrain in a brand new car. Comment below your thoughts, and I feel like the price point too for what you get, you know, it's a pretty average price point vehicle in today's market, but it's also a true three-row too with a standard V6. So I feel like you really get a lot for the money with a Nissan Pathfinder. So for that powertrain, you're going to get this 3.5 liter naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine. The V6 is making 284 horsepower with 259 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 9-speed transmission, and a 4-wheel drive system is available. This one is 2-wheel drive. You're also going to see curb weight around 4,300 pounds. Max towing is even 6,000 pounds. Got an 18.5 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 21 miles per hour in the city with 27 out on the highway. Now for 2026, they've updated the front bumper a little bit. Basically you have this kind of trim design throughout it. The grille's a little different. This trim piece as well looks a little different. Similar headlights with LEDs. Usually has some basic bulbs. All gloss black for the upper grille. Got that nice Nissan logo, a gray trim piece. There's a forward-facing camera, parking sensors, some gray trim down below, safety sensor, and an opening. Got some sharp lines throughout the front, but it's also a very rounded looking front end design. So pretty similar to last year, just a nice little bit of differences to make it feel a bit more modern. You have some smooth lines in the hood, and this Baltic Teal looks very cool, especially in the sunlight. Got some sharp lines throughout the upper area, and then just plastic trim in the lower, which makes its way into the fender arch. Gonna see a nice set of 20-inch wheels with a multi-spoke look, two-tone color. We have some plastic trim in the rocker panel with a chrome trim and Pathfinder written out. Got all your grab handles, nice gloss black mirrors, turn signal and camera, and then we have some chrome trim down below. All black trim for the windows. There's even a panoramic sunroof up above. Roof rails and roof racks finished off in the black. And for the side profile, this is a 3-row, but it's not a jumbo SUV, so we have a good proportion, nice profile overall. Sharp lines for each of the fender arches, which definitely gives it a more sporty vibe. I like this black trim piece cutting through the bodywork, an integrated spoiler in back, and then a nice set of integrated mud flaps too. Got more of this plastic trim for the lower section, all the trailer hitch connections, got your backup camera, all of that. A nice gray color for the badging, and a nice simple design for all the taillights. So again, very similar to last year's model, just a nice little minor facelift. Great looking color too. For the power tailgate, we can just press the button once, it's going to automatically pop open. Now the Pathfinder has quite a lot of storage space. As far as everything folded down, we have over 80 cubic feet of cargo volume with everything folded flat. Now behind just the second row, depending on how you have the second row, we're looking closer to around 45 cubic feet. And then on this third row, we can pull this back up. This is gonna have a still decent sized trunk space, closer to 16 cubic feet. Now with this, these headrests of course will pop upwards or down for driver visibility. Then we can easily pull them down if needed. Underneath the floor, we're even gonna have a hidden area. So great for groceries, can all go there nice and organized, but still very practical even in the trunk section. Taking a look at the interior, now this one gets the chestnut leather interior, so we're gonna get real materials throughout the interior and a lot of soft touch. We have a button down here we can press and very quickly get into the third row. So I like how snappy that is. And then from here, these will pop up. We have a lot of recline angle too. So for being a third row, which isn't ideal, it's actually pretty useful. Now the base is very low, so it's not really gonna cradle my legs all too well. And when we pull this back, depending on how you have it, I still have decent enough legroom. I could slide this forward and maneuver it, but overall I still have headroom. There's air vents up here, you have storage, so it's not bad for, again, not a ginormous SUV. It's usable. You can actually fit people in the back here with no real complaints. Now the second row of course gets a lot nicer. We're even going to get this soft touch all across the door panel. There's storage, there's even sunshades, which is awesome to see, especially at this price tag. And then we can seat 3 people once again in the second row. Now the second seat here, we can have this nice armrest and cup holder with storage. Captain's chairs are available. They'll have their nice little console. Then we're gonna get even climate controls. There's heated back seats. We have different plugs. There's storage. The headliner has your air vents, and there's also going to be grab handles up there. And then sitting back in this seat, we have a lever we can slide this forwards and back, and then a recline lever too. So very maneuverable, and this is a really good second row. I have plenty of legroom with my driver's seat, good armrests, plenty of light, got that massive sunroof, and it's just a really good second row. This is a really good road trip car. You know, we've taken a couple of these to Michigan and back, so 1,500-mile trips. I'm very fond of the Pathfinder in general. I think it's a really good sized car. Doesn't break the bank either. So can't complain at all for the second row. Up front now, we're gonna get all the same materials with that soft touch chestnut color. There's gonna be memory seats, all of our controls, padded armrests with more soft touch, a nice grab handle, and power front seats. I also like this two-tone color, and we have the nice leather material throughout the center with all the perforations. Got the nice stitching design too. And then taking a look inside, foot on the brake, we can fire it up. You're gonna see comfort access, so depending on how you have these seats, it'll automatically get the seats where you'd like them. So you're gonna see a nice black leather steering wheel. We have controls for audio and the screen, cruise control on the right, paddle shifters, and then the stalk on the right for windshield wipers, headlights and turn signals over on the left. Now for the screen, very similar to what you've been used to seeing. So you're gonna have a couple different things you can scroll through, up and down, left and right. You can see all sorts of that info, and then tapping right here, we can change the view as well. So more of a full screen, which is really good for certain aspects. Of course, you got all your settings, more info that's gonna pop up in just a larger view. Of course, you have all your basic vitals, speed, tack, temperature, and fuel. On this left side, we have our heads-up display info, the steering, interior dimming, more of the soft touch material, and this cool textured color. You're gonna see a soft touch dashboard, and then I like having the chestnut color all throughout the interior. Really makes it feel pretty premium. Got a lot of storage right here for 2 cell phones that could fit. Lots of storage in the glove box, and the up-to-date screen. So really nice with these large toggles. You can also tap and add more. So it's got a really cool look. We have audio integration that will pop up. We have our sources as well. You can configure phone integration when connected, and then a couple different apps as well. So nice and simple, but it looks really good. We have our reverse camera with a full top-down view, 360 design, a couple different angles as well. P button back into park. You're gonna see Pathfinder written through it. We have our air vents, volume control, shortcut to camera, and then climate controls. Now what's nice to see is just basic simple controls, heated and ventilated seating, all of those ones right here for the shortcuts, and then we even have rear control that we're able to configure. So nice to see all of that. Great for a family vehicle for sure. You're gonna see storage down below, wireless phone charging, as well as some plugs. And then there's even a bunch of hidden storage all down in the center. Got a drive mode toggle, a couple different standard ones for the road, tow, as well as a snow mode. There's extra storage, contrast stitching, and then a large glove box as well. One last look at the interior. Seats look very nice with their nice soft touch materials, stitching and pattern all look good. Massive sunroof, all those controls. You're gonna get a nice sunglass holder and garage door buttons underneath the mirror. All right, so setting off now in the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder. So just getting up to speed nicely. With the V6, you kind of know what you're getting. You're just getting a nice, normal, reliable engine, pretty solid transmission as well. It accelerates like your typical car. You know, there's no CVTs or 4 cylinders or hybrid stuff. It's just simple, and a lot of people love simple. Now, seating position. This is a really comfortable SUV to get used to. I mean, you have a lot of different power controls to get everything in a really good position. Visibility is all really good. You can easily see around. The side mirrors are rather large. This mirror feels a little small, but you can see directly through. So no complaints there. Over your left and right shoulders, honestly, no real blind spots. It's just a super easy vehicle to get in and use. Materials are really nice. I mean, everything is a nice soft touch. I think they may have made a little bit of a change with the leather seating. I think only the perforated part is real leather. The rest does feel more like a soft touch vinyl. So I think they took out some of the real leather. I think last year, most of the seat was real semi-aniline leather. Now I think it's just the perforated parts of it. But overall, really nice seats. I mean, everything is a nice finished product. Got a lot of glossy trim, but you know, it's not too in your face. It looks really good the way it's set up. New screen's easy to use. It's just simple, once again, simple climate. So it's a really just nice normal car to get into without having to think too much about how to use it and having weird drivetrain things. Now, when you go to sport mode, I will say that really changed a lot. The throttle response is pretty touchy. You can take manual shift mode if you'd like, which is pretty nice for maybe like mountain driving or something where you want to hold the gear a bit better, you know, towing or something like that. But overall driving, it's smooth and quiet. You just don't really hear the engine much. The wind noise and road noise is really limited. Again, I probably put like 6,000 miles on these new Pathfinders, taking them on highway trips up north. And it is comfortable and smooth. The Platinum especially, it rides really nice out on the highway. So it's just a premium riding SUV. It's got the space. It's a really solid choice. I don't think you can complain with how this car drives. You have good storage solutions too, just to make it usable for those family road trips where you have just random stuff, food, you know, things you're gonna have with you. Camera system works well, and it's a pretty decently nimble vehicle. So with that 360 view, the graphics could be better, especially being we're on 2026 now. They don't really look all that fancy, but they get the job done. They let you see everything. Turn and circle is very tight. Now, this one being front wheel drive, not my favorite. I would go all wheel drive, but at least Nissan offers that. But quite honestly, just a really solid choice when you're driving this.